Don't sit down because I'm actually going to use these guys, everybody, for the next drill. I'm going to do a drill called a box drill, and I'm sure all of the coaches do this in some variation. So I'm going to have all 4 of you come in. And we do this drill at camps. We do this drill kind of in practice. And I'm going to put an athlete at each cone. And I'm going to do what's called basically a box drill. And the first thing I'm going to have them do is one ball. We're going to go around the horn. And I'm going to have them all, do we have any lefties here? Who's lefty? Okay, so she's going to be a little bit backwards, but that's okay. So the first drill, I'm going to demonstrate here before Connie steps in. The first drill is I'm going to stand in a position where I'm going to be facing like I'm fielding. So I'm going to have Kenny step on this side of the cone, turn that way, and face that way. Perfect. And I'm going to have you, once again, same thing. You're going to face sideways to him. Perfect. Because what we're going to do is we're going to work on our backhand feeds. Okay? So all I'm going to have, you're going to end up doing forehand because you're facing backwards. So we're going to take this first situation around, and we're going to take this counterclockwise. So I'm going to have the first person starts with the ball. I'm placing the ball on the ground like I fielded it here, and I'm going to practice just lifting my elbow and extending into my partner. And she's going to do the same thing, drop the ball on the ground, lifts the elbow and extends. And then I would have Connie step in here. Now, obviously, Brigitte is going to have it for no, she's going to stay there. She's going to work her forehand toss. So she's going to go basically forehand toss, go to fielding position, okay, ball on the ground. And all you're going to do is go ahead from the ground. You're just going to turn your hip, shift, and nope, you can toss underhand forehand, regular forehand. You can do regular forehand. So very quickly, I can get these athletes going around. They're just working on a quick transition. They always put the ball on the ground. Okay, it's not how fast they can go. They've got to go complete. We want them focused on pointing the elbow, lifting, pointing the elbow, and then once again, as Kenny talked about, using the forearm. The forearm is how this ball is thrown. It's not thrown by swinging the arm. It's not thrown by flicking the wrist. It's extending the forearm, okay? So very quickly, once we're pretty good at this, we've gotten some transition, we'll just switch directions on the ball. We'll go to the forehand side. So we'll have them shift around. So they're going to do a forehand throw. Yep, they're going to shift around the cone. Kenny will shift around. So now we're going the same thing. From the ground, on the forehand toss, we're going to have them work on turning their body and let their back foot follow through. It's a short throw. And I'm not, once again, flicking my wrist. I keep my hand low and extend with my forearm to my partner. Ball always goes on the ground. And now Brigitte's obviously working on her backhand flip now on this side. So very quickly can get these throws in around. Now, the next thing I can do, I can go ahead and hold the ball. We can actually back them out another 10 feet, back the cones out if we back them out. And now we can work on that transition throw that Kenny was talking about. Just throwing from the ground, okay? I can either do a drop knee throw here. So once again, if we start on the forehand side, I'm just going to have them be in a fielding position. They field from here, and they're just going to work on throwing without taking a step. I'm going to create some space, some tension in my forearm, and release to my partner, and go around the horn, okay? We don't necessarily need to make the throws. But the purpose of the drill is I'm going to take the skills that I've kind of done one-on-one, and now I'm going to incorporate them in a very quickly way that we can go ahead and go to the full corner drill. The last one that I want to talk about, Kenny was just talking about the skill of stepping and receiving with your throwing foot. So I would take our cones and go all the way out to full distance or pretty close, maybe about 50 feet. So just back it out a little bit so it's a more of a full throw. In this drill, we're going to go both forehand and backhand, and I'm going to teach my athletes as a throw is coming in, I'm going to step out with my throwing foot and receive. So if I'm getting a ball from Brigitte, I'm going to step out to receive, load, and throw to my next partner. But I'm always teaching them to step out with their throwing foot to prepare to throw. Obviously, the important part of this drill is that we have a high standard with our throwers to hit between 4 corners. 4 corners is shoulders and hips. And that's where we want all of our throws to go. And that's the standard, 4 corners, 4 corners, 4 corners. We talk about it all the time. So if I can make a 4-corner throw, step out, receive and make a 4-corner throw to Connie, as that ball is transitioning, she's going to step out with her throwing foot and catch and receive. And then now she can immediately make a transition. She can load from here, load, and make her throw. Quickly, he will step out throwing foot and make a throw. Very quickly, they're going to learn how to step and receive at the same time. Okay? If we switch and go to the backhand side, we can do the same thing. We can actually step back and create space when we go to backhand throw, or we can actually teach them to pivot. So as I'm receiving, I can teach them to pivot, or I can also teach them to step and transition to the backhand side. Okay? So a quick way to work on transitioning with your throws, redirecting the ball with all the throws you're going to do. If you do that box drill, cover all your throws in probably 7 minutes, and you're going to get a lot of reps. I will tell you, probably have a few extra balls because you're going to have bad throws. One ball at a time. You don't need to have 4 balls going at a time, right? One ball, and it's about quality and quickness.